Hello, everyone. This is Hard Truth Ministries, and I'm about to give you the hard truth today. Today, I want to talk about a story that you may all be familiar with. Probably one of my personal favorites is about Balaam and the donkey. Correct me if I said that name wrong, but nonetheless, let's get to it. Like I always tell you guys, I want you to go read for yourself. If you want to read about Balaam and the donkey, I need you to go to the book of Numbers, chapter 22, verses 21 to 39. And I just want to talk about how Balaam and the donkey story can relate to us today in our personal lives. As you guys know how the story goes, just to paraphrase it, pretty much Balaam gets up in the morning and he has to go have a meeting with a guy named Balak. I don't know if I'm saying that name right, but like I say, correct me. Nonetheless, he's going to meet with a guy named Balak. He's being summoned by him for a special meeting. So, of course, the Bible tells you Balaam gets up in the morning to go head out to this meeting, and God was not very pleased. Just like some of the things we do today, God is not very pleased with. But moving on, Balaam gets on a donkey and they start to go head on their journey. Well, to add a little insight to it, men and animals are two different species, of beings created by God. As you know, man ate the fruit, not animals. So sometimes animals can see things that men or women can't see for themselves. So Balaam's donkey sees an angel in the road. Of course, Balaam's donkey veers off into the field where vineyards are. The reason he did that was because the donkey saw an angel. I'm guessing that donkey was pretty scared or trying to protect, Balaam. Because I'm guessing the donkey knew what was going on. As the donkey turns off, of course, Balaam beats his donkey. So as they're going through the field, the donkey sees the angel of the Lord again. So of course, the donkey, with his protective instincts, the donkey presses against the wall and crushes Balaam's foot. And of course, Balaam is mad again, starts beating on the donkey. So as the donkey keeps going, trying to avoid the angel, the donkey sees the angel again for the third time. And this time, the donkey lays down this time. Balaam's real upset, beating on the donkey. So then, the Lord sees Balaam doing this, and the Lord, I'm guessing, he uses the Holy Spirit to get in the donkey, and the donkey starts talking to Balaam. And right off top, you should already assume if a donkey is talking to you, you should be like, okay, this is weird, But moving on, the donkey starts talking to Balaam, and the donkey was like, why are you beating on me? And, Balaam was like, because you're being disobedient. If I had a sword, I'd kill you myself. And the donkey is like, out of all the times you have ridden on me, have I ever been disobedient like this? And Balaam replied, no. And all of a sudden, God will open Balaam's eyes. And Balaam sees the angel for himself. And he bows down and falls face down on the ground. Now, if you know, when people encounter angels in the Bible, you see everybody always falls to their face in scaredness. Same thing with Balaam. He saw the angel for himself. Fell straight on his face. So, pretty much, the reason the angel is popping up like it is in this story is because Balaam was going with his donkey and two servants were like Moabites to go meet up with Balak and to go, I guess, talk about something in the meeting. Like I said, God was not very pleased with that. So I guess God was sending out a type of judgment in a sense to be like, hey, I'm going to get you to listen. If you don't, you're going to have to pay some consequences. And this angel was not by himself. He had a double-edged sword. Yeah. Imagine how big that is. But anyway, Balaam sees the angel for himself. The angel was like, why are you beating on this donkey? Then Balaam realized, I've sinned, saying forgive me. The angel's telling Balaam what to actually say in the meeting. So pretty much, I'll make a long story short, Balaam meets up with Balak eventually, and Balak was like, I gave you an urgent summons. What's the holdup? Pretty much. And, Balak was like, Balaam was like, I know that's, pretty much that's my bad, but I'm only going to say select things because what God told me to say. And pretty much that's how the story ended. So today I want to talk about how the story of Balaam and the donkey can affect you today and how it should change you. So pretty much in the beginning, Balaam woke up. He pretty much went on his way. And of course, God was angry about that. Because I guess Balaam was going to say some things that didn't please God. So pretty much it's like this. Let's look at a scenario like this. You're a guy or you're a girl. And you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever. And your mom or father knows that, what you're doing. They don't really like it because they know this guy could be, some bad news. You know how your parents have this hunch that, oh, I can tell this guy or this girl is not good news. Son or daughter, I'm warning you, don't do this. Just wait it out. Take your time. And of course, you as a child don't really listen or try to pay attention. You know how youngins can be. I was there once before. So your parents, of course, don't like this. And let's just add a little bit to it. Let's just say your parents were God-fearing parents. So let's add that to it. So they're trying to warn you because they know they've been in a situation like this and they want to teach you to be better. So they see you doing what you're doing. They don't like it. So then you're going through life and say, Mom, okay, Mom and Dad, all right, okay, I hear you. Leave me alone. I got this. So then eventually it's pretty much like a situation like they got to make mistakes and they got to learn from it. So it's pretty much like, for instance, now you're going out to see the significant other, you have. And then you start to see, as you're driving, you might see a car, you see multiple cars just veering off on your side of the road. And you be like, hey, beep, what you doing? Get on your side of the road. And then you realize, why am I having such a crazy day that 3 people just tried to run me off the road today? That's got to be crazy. That's never happened before. And then all of a sudden, you get in a wreck. On the way to this significant other, your boyfriend or girlfriend's place. And you have a wreck before you get there. And the wreck was so bad, you came out unscathed. Not an injury, not a bruise, nothing. But that wreck was so bad that you could have died. And it's like, God, not only your parents, but God tried to send you a message to tell you what you're doing is wrong. You don't need to be doing this. So that's pretty much how God is, doing with Balaam. Your parents tried to tell you to do the right thing, but you didn't listen. So sometimes God has to step in and be like, okay, you didn't listen to your parents, but you're going to listen to me because I'm God. Sometimes it doesn't hurt to listen, people. There's a reason why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason why you got 2 eyes and 1 mouth for a reason. Because you should see first before you start talking. And that makes a whole lot of sense. You know, don't beat your parents up how Balaam beat his donkey up because a donkey trying to tell you, something, or your parents trying to tell you something, you're not listening. Don't be so disobedient where it cost you, and that almost can cost your life. Because Balaam almost got killed by an angel with a sword. Now let's just say this. We know how powerful God is. Just imagine how powerful that angel is that's coming from God. That's like a little small hurricane in one person. You don't want to do that. So what I want to tell you guys, let's not be disobedient. Let's actually listen to advice. Let's allow people to tell us advice to make us a better person. Don't be so strong-headed where you just think you know it all. Oh, I'm 18 years old. I can do whatever I want. I'm grown. The law says I'm grown. You're not grown when you're living in your parents' house. If you're not paying any bills, you're not grown. I'm just speaking to a child. Well, that's why I'm saying this. But even adults, just because you're an adult doesn't mean you know everything either. Because you're just a student in the game, just like anybody else. So, people, use the story of Balaam and apply it to your life. And let's be more good stewards and listen more and talk less. This is Hard Truth Ministries. I'm Jarrell Smith. God bless you guys, and thank you for supporting my ministry. Y'all have a good night.